No, as I mentioned, I actually took it up as a hobby at some point in time, and then I think as I started writing more and more, my classmates kept encouraging me, and I started to write. In about 3 years, I could write about more than 55 poems, and I didn't know how good they were, but from the reviews I was getting from various people, most of my schoolmates and classmates, I felt that maybe it's time to go public on this and distribute it to others also, so that they have the opportunity to read this. So that is where it came, the inspiration. Basically, as I said in my talk also, a lot of times I don't even know how those words really came into my head. I think I should really thank God for putting those words into my head and using me as a tool to pen these lines. That's how I feel. And as I said, A.R. Rahman always says, all praise to God. And I think I should say the same thing. All praise to God who puts those words together and puts it in my head so that I can type it out and give it to all the people for their pleasure and enjoyment. I've been writing since 2008. I wanted to do something different. I've always wanted to do something different. I don't know, it just started to come, I would say, naturally. And as some of them mentioned, the initial poems were probably not as good, but as I started writing, I think the quality of the poems improved, and I think I'm here. I think probably I became better with encouragement, and so I should really thank all my friends who kept encouraging me to write better, to write more. Then I started to take on contemporary topics to write on, like the girls' education, and how this land, how this country can go up. There are several poems on patriotism. I wrote one on Independence Day to really tell the people the meaning of freedom. I wrote about the warship that India produced by itself. So that was all great pleasure for me. It gave me a lot of enjoyment. So even though I wrote it to just put my thoughts and I get a happiness out of it. But when others feel happy about it, it doubles the happiness. I had a lot of critiques. Many of my classmates who were in the literary side, who had an interest in poetry, praised me and also criticized a lot of my work, which really helped. And I think I was very open to their criticism because I wanted to improve it. I think next I want to write something about business because that's where I come from. So I want to write a book, a prose. Then maybe a third one could be another poem book, a book of poetry.